D'Anthony watch it, and then we were just quoting the movie all day, and everyone was looking at us. So I was like, no, you'll never get it unless you guys got Prime.
Yeah, like you would never.
But I was looking at Dante because me and him were on Pantry one time, and then D'Anthony's making the sausage, right? So me and Dante were just leaning there, and I'm talking, and I was just like, oh wait, you know what? Now that there's 3 of us, we can be the mystery team. And I was like,
wait, who else watched it? Who'd you say?
So it's me, Dante, and D'Anthony.
Oh, of course.
And so yeah, but because D'Anthony gave me his phone because I was showing him like some of the Derek comedy skits, right? And then I went, wait a minute, you got Prime?
Because he's a child.
But then I realized that he had Prime, so I just pulled up the movie, and he just started watching the movie right then and there, and he's just listening to it. So we're joking around about it, and then I look over at Dante, and I was just like, wait, it's 3. Mystery team. He goes, yeah. And then Emily asked for something. She was like, hey, Chris, Dante, can I get a scoop of the ice cream real quick? Because somebody wants to try this. And then he looked at me because I was closer to it. And I looked at him and was like, that looks like a job for the boy genius. And then he looked at me, he was like, what? I was like, you see, I'm the master of disguise. I'm pretending to be the manager right now. And then we looked over at D'Anthony. Why was it at the right time? And he put one tray of sausage. He was pulling it out, right? He had it halfway out. And then was trying to put the other tray of sausage over it. And then was like this, like struggling to hold it. And he was like... And they just grabbed the one that was coming out of the oven and pulled it. Like, he's definitely the muscle because he's dumb as rocks. We were crying. I was like, yeah, never mind. We didn't even need to worry about who he was gonna be. I was about to ask you. And he's like, I was about to say something to you too. I was like, what if he wants to be? You're like, never mind. He's just stupid. He has to be. Oh, God. Yeah. So I just... Oh, no. Yeah, because, like, I had to keep showing them... Because I showed them all the other skits with them. Because I showed them Bro Rape.
Bro Rape is crazy.
Yeah, so I showed them Bro Rape, and then I showed them...
Soul Eater. That is Soul Eater.
Black Torch?
Just the logo. That's Soul Eater.
Oh, okay. I was all types of confused for a second.
Especially over there, especially the yellow one. That one.
That's funny. I'm telling you right now.
Why do you have that, Mark?
Because I wanted to start reading it. I wanted to read it again because... I wanted to read it because they did it dirty. And I wanted it not to be done dirty. But I want it in my mind.
But also...
That was the dirty.
You know that he actually did agree with the theory that I said? That once Fire Force ends, he can remake it?
No.
Fire Force ends.
Well, no, I know that, but I didn't know that was...
He went, I would love to, because then we're starting the world again.
Freshly.
So we could just...
Keep it going.
He said, I would love to. And I went...
Please do. Please do.
That's all I needed.
To be honest, though, have you... I mean, you know the ending of... Everyone knows the ending of Fire Force at this point, like how it becomes...
Yeah.
But did you actually read the manga? Like the last Fire Force?
I didn't read it, no.
I have thoughts about it. Like I really enjoyed Fire Force. Except Tamaki's character, I kind of hated her character, like the one that has her clothes fall off all the time. Remove her and her plot points like from the show. Like I like her. It's stupid though because like her as an individual, don't like her. Kid hair. I really like her relationship with Juggernaut. Like her, they have a relationship. I really like their relationship. Yeah. That's written really well. But the in-game stuff in Fire Force is just shit happening. And I know it's because, like, pretty much the world's unraveling itself, so shit gets weird. But, it gets a little bit too wacky for me.
Yeah.
Because, it breaks a lot of its own rules before they get to, like, the very last Shinra Bancho Man stuff. Because when that happens, he literally becomes a god and just creates universes because he can. Yeah. And I'm like, that's fine. When you get to that power level, cool. But, like, the stuff before that, like, at the... So, it's gonna be... Because season 3 is coming out, right? Mm. So the second half of season 3 is just gonna be fucking weird, and I don't think it's good. Like I think it just kind of happened to happen, and I think it got really good at the very end.
Okay.
So I think it's just a chunk, like a season's worth or half a season's worth of content.
I kind of felt that way. Good. Like, I didn't really watch, because we already know that I hate Seven Deadly Sins. Like, I didn't fully watch it, but the certain chunk with the tune shit that was happening. With the now, well, I guess technically the chaos shit that was happening.
Yeah.
I was like,
Maximilian Pegasus.
You know what I mean? I was like sitting there like,
no, how they spoilers, but Seven Deadly Sins, the main story ends, but then they still have this story thread about King Arthur that they started season 2, but it doesn't go anywhere. And then like after they beat the final boss, this new secret boss pops up, and he is the ruler of chaos, and then they beat him, and then like it ends.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't make any sense.
Does it stop?
Well, that story ends because it's all King Arthur is all a setup for Knights of the Apocalypse. It's all their kids are in there, but like, which again to me doesn't make sense because by the end of Seven Deadly Sins, all the sins themselves are reality breaking, fucking broken.
Yeah,
and then they reproduce with all their groomer relationships, and then like, you get these children. I'm just like, how can you power scale? Like, they were at the end game, they were the strongest angel, the strongest demon, the strongest human, the strongest whatever the fuck Merlin is, and then you get to the point, it's like, what are you power scaling after this? Because it's like your dad was the strongest demon to ever exist and is the Demon King, and your mother is the strongest archangel to currently exist. So you have then you have the spawn of them. So canonically, like now they're talking about like Tristan, their kid, because like all their kids essentially are the Knights of the Round Table. King Arthur makes them into like the Knights of the Round Table, and I'm just like, this just doesn't make any sense anymore. Yeah. Like, it just becomes like a dumb power.
There's certain things that I don't like. That's why I liked Bleach, because he kept getting stronger to get to these people, and you were like thinking like, there's no one that's going to be stronger than them, and then Aizen was just like, there was never a contest. You know what I'm saying? It made, like, when he beat Ichigo, you're like, oh no, he's different. You know what I'm saying? Because you thought he was weak, but then you actually see him, and then when he goes to fight him, then it was the final Getsuga, and you're like, all right, cool. But then, we don't have to talk about anything after that, because they were just beating the dead horse because he had no choice.
Yeah, we'll skip to the 1,000-Year Blood War. We skip, like, after that final that final swooshy attack.
Well, I mean, even the 1,000-Year Blood War. The only reason why Bleach didn't come out right away is because they needed to wait for the 10-year licenses to go away, so that way they could rework the story.
Yeah, because it was
because the anime is so much different than what the manga. Because the
word you were looking for is better.
Okay, you're right. Because like in the anime, he doesn't use his Bankai. Like the one captain with the 2 swords. Remember, he doesn't do that. In the anime. I mean, in the anime, that's not a thing. They were saying that if it was such a good, like, such a crucial fight, why wouldn't he use his Bankai? Why doesn't he have one? So you needed to wait for the 10-year licenses to go up, so that way you could change the story.
Yeah, because there's a lot of things that just didn't make sense, or just a lot of plot holes. And
there's like so much more that they added in order to make the world make sense, and I like that. Like, at first I was like mad because I was like, why isn't this getting its thing done? Everything else is starting to get its remakes. It's like, why isn't there like, we have licenses to wait on?
We gotta wait.
And I went, okay, you know what? That makes sense.
Because I gotta say, I don't know if you know, his godbrother Will. I don't know if you met that. You met that Will, but that Will was a great Bleach, like a Bleach fan. He's a huge Bleach fan. He always has been. So back in the day, he used to always just be talking shit about One Piece, and every time we had this argument, we just playing a game, whatever. He started talking shit about One Piece, and I'm like, whose show got canceled? And I just go back to doing what I'm doing. Every time, no matter what it was, it's just like, you know what, I would entertain it and go along with it for a certain point. But the moment I got to know it, I'm like, who show got canceled?
God.
And I'm like, how much filler is that? What? Okay, all right. Or we just go about it today. But like now, I'm like, as a CC, still one of the boys. Like seeing that like 1,000-Year Blood Wars come back, and it is goated.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be like, Will, there's your due diligence. You good, bro? We good. We good. That OG Bleach though.
That was not the.
Talking about OG Bleach, man. OG Bleach had 2 awesome seasons, and then
3 filler seasons.
10 years later, a 3rd awesome season called the 10-Year Blood War something. 10-year time skip Blood War.
Look, I learned.
Seems legit.
Listen. From the Bounce arc, I learned Wally Wally.
That's what it was called.
I remember that. I understand weed.
I was trying to remember the name.
Don't like. I'm not a Bleach fan, but like, I don't even want to cook them with that. That's.
Man, that was the best that they could do with the trash that they had.
Or they could have just not made episodes. Like fans would have been better off just taking an L for a couple weeks.
Yeah, but I mean, like the
Couple
Bounce
weeks.
arc,
Like 10
technically
years.
it was written though. That's not just something. That's not actually a filler because he had to get his soul repower. So that was a written thing.
Could've
But
left that shit
it was asked because the guy was like, I don't want to write this. Do you not know what final means, Final Gazaga? It means Final Gazaga. We're done here. We're done here. And they were like, no. We're about to beat that dead horse. Like they're beating Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse 2, which is now getting Daima content.
Hey, Daima is flames though. Did you watch?
Yeah,
that?
oh yeah. But I'm just saying, you're beating the dead horse because how long ago did that come out?
Oh, and Kakarot's in the Daima edition too.
Exactly. I was about to say Kakarot next, and then I was going to say GTA 5. They're beating them dead horses, baby. Trying to get all that out there.
Oh, and then GTA 6 got delayed again.
Yeah, I mean, I expected that.
I mean, everyone expected that. Like, everyone's like, yeah, it'll come out when it comes out. Like, Rockstar, just stop lying to us. Like, wait, 30 years.
Well, my thing is it's Rockstar, and my connection to Rockstar is mostly, in my thought, an Xbox kind of thing. And what does Xbox do? Where's Fable?
Shit.
Okay. Delayed.
What Fable?
Oh, the new Fable? Once again, delayed.
The new
Fable? Delayed.
Man,
not by a month, by the way. They said next year now.
Don't get me started on Fable. Because the things that were promised in the OG Fable for the original Xbox, that's 2003 for everyone that's probably younger than us watching this video. They haven't fulfilled all the promises they promised at that point in 2025, bro. So I'm like, I'm good.
By the way, speaking of people who fulfilled promises, that guy who did, what is that? The space live action. You're not live action. It's the Survivor game. What is that game called? I keep forgetting.
Squid Games?
No.
Space.
The space game. Yeah, it's the exploration game. You're supposed to go into space. He made every update free because the game was so terrible at launch.
Oh, No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky. There we go.
No Man's Sky.
The opposite. I was just wanted to bring up, since we're talking about the worst, we can talk about the best.
Yeah, that was something you just had to like take on the chin though. You had to realize that like your shit's cheeks, bro, and like, do you want it to be better or not? Yeah, but my thing
was though, after he actually gave it what he had promised, he still continued to give updates for free. He has never charged for any of those updates. Like that's what I'm saying. Like my thing is, certain companies don't deliver on those promises. You're never gonna see them. Some people go, "This is what I promised you. Let me give you that," and then you're like, "Okay, I'm ready to go ahead and pay for the next patch." No,
don't worry.
Let me go ahead and give you that.
Looking at you, Monster Hunter. Looking at you, Monster Hunter. It's Monster Hunter World for everyone. Because I know Wilds is out. I'm playing Wilds. Wilds is great. Chris is playing Wilds. But Monster Hunter World had one paid update for $40. And that made the game 3 times the size that it was originally. And like, you got 2.5, 3 years almost of content. Monsters, new game modes, new weapons, armors, everything in that within that time frame for free. And then when you get this $40 update, that $40 update gives you like 30 more monsters, more armors, and all that shit that comes with it. Another in-game story, master rank versions of the monsters. Like, yeah, like games like that.
It was almost like playing like World of Warcraft when you get that new patch. They're like, yeah, we added on that new isle content. Except for I don't have to pay the monthly subscription for that. And it was like,
yeah, just one time in and out.
I'll take that.
In recent years, Monster Hunter World is probably the only game that I've paid.
Sorry. I was saying, you said one time in and out. I was like,
whoa, at least twice.
That's what you said.
2 kids.
Oh yeah! Congrats!
This fucking guy.
Yeah, Chris blew his tire out earlier, so don't listen to him about that.
Sometimes I wish like I had better responses, so we're just gonna hit him with the community response. Sometimes I wish you didn't beat that cancer.
Damn, that's... Wow, I gotta put that in my book now.
That's going in the notes.
Sometimes I wish you didn't beat that cancer. Whoa.
Should I censor that? I'm really not sure.
I don't know.
See, that's back when you could make those jokes.
You could make those jokes.
You know,
back
see, I want him to watch the movie so that way we can just throw random quotes in there. Just
so about mystery.
Yes. I want you to rewatch it so you can, so that way we can just throw them in there. You know, I want to be like looking at you talking one time, and just be like, oh,
we got any
somebody at work. You know how we don't have bread at work, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned the tire because now they're calling me, telling me that my car's ready.
Right on time. We haven't recorded a thing yet, for real. I guess we better finish recording this shit then.
Say 12.
Yeah, 12.
Yeah.
It's my little sister's birthday.
And we'll do Black Torch.
Blood Torch.
Yeah, Black Torch.
Blah blah blah. Clap joke.
I got